What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. All right, so the green Regal. Okay, so I went and got the coilovers in there. Boom. These are in between a 10 and a 12. Like I said, those are a 12, blah, there's like 3/4 of an inch difference, something like that. But because I went behind with the new shock tabs, I left the old ones in there, but the new ones, it's all painted, boom, I still gotta tighten all that shit up. Got the anti-roll up in there. You gotta gap it a little bit. The weld ran down a little bit because I still had a little powder coat on there when I welded it. But it's fully welded, nice and strong. Boom, that side's on there. I mean, you know, coilovers are on there. Gotta tighten everything up. Trick chassis, like I said, with the new outer piece being billet aluminum, and this is billet steel. It's a 1/2-inch bolt for the bigger links. Obviously, it holds more stability side to side. I'm about to tighten that stuff up, set it down. Went ahead and went with a 300 spring because this car has 315s in the trunk. Those springs on those coilovers right there are the variable rate 175 350. So you can see how the coil is tighter in that area than the top area. So that's where you get the variable rate. So all the years of doing this, stay away from the variable rate springs on these cars. They just don't work. I got the proper lower brackets, which these are Viking bottom brackets here. And like I said, you guys, there's these spacers. They have to go in the bottom. This keeps this gap. When they had that set up on there, they didn't have the spacers. So these things bent inwards, which are they're a little different. They're a little skinnier, a little, you know, see? But anyways, they bent the shit out of them. Junk, garbage. So yeah, anti-roll is gonna help out a lot. Before I put the car in the air, I measured from the ground to the top of chrome, which yeah, this chrome's got a little dent in it, boom. Both sides, well, that side over there was dead on 27. This side was a little bit lower, but my floor and it not having an anti-roll, boom. The links are adjustable. You can twist them, preload, stuff like that. So if you're off 1/4 inch side to side, you can make it up in the anti-roll due to whatever. The body could be sitting lower on the frame on one side than the other side. But yeah, Viking, double adjustable compression and rebound. QA1, basic QA1 shock, single valve, one compression valve, that's it. A little bit of tuning, a lot of tuning on the shock. Each car is different. You could have a car with the same weight, same this, same that, and it might just ride different. You got to adjust it a little different, but knowing how to adjust this. The other thing I did here is I noticed that this torque box was bent up just a little bit. So I normally would have put a ladder bar cross member in here, but I don't have time. And this guy's got, I mean, these mufflers are pretty big. This is the goo from this undercoating. Everybody, please stop buying this shit undercoating. Don't pay people to undercoat your car. It's garbage. It's still sticky and wet and gooey and just nasty, and it's a motherfucker to work on the car. All right, so as you can see right here, I braced the torque box area. I took a tube, put it in there, cut it, welded it all along the bottom, inside there, boom. I had welded it underneath here first, then I took a plated it. This is 3/16, boom. Then I put a plate on the bottom, boom. So strengthen the torque box up. This car, like I said, this car doesn't have a ton of power, and I could actually, well, you can see he's only got, there's no adjustment back here except for one bolt hole. So the angle is not that great. So it's not really driving the tire into the ground. So this bar is probably damn near straight when it's on the ground. So that's good. If you have more of an angle, you drive the tires into the ground, you bend the torque boxes up if you're not braced up. So remember guys, when your frame notched, boom, you make this area thinner, you make this area weaker. So torque boxes get bent up when you have power and torque. When I bring the maroon Regal in here, and I'll show you all that stuff of what it did, now it flexed the shit out of it. It's gonna be a motherfucker for me to get the frame rail back down, at least like this one you can see is up just a little bit. I mean, basically going off the lift, it's just got a little bit of a gap, you know, compared to this side. So just a little difference. That's not really gonna hurt this car. But yeah, so ladder bar cross member, like this one standing right here, boom. I don't know if you guys have seen me put them in the cars before. But yeah, it would go across here. So now this one from, I could probably get away with doing it and being real close to here, but also this helps because with this being here and being in this area, but you also want to put the tubes down the side of the frame on the inside. And as you can see, the normal thing that people, they bend these frames up after jacking them up wrong and shit like that. Use a crescent wrench, pull it down, whatever. Put a tube inside the frame rail there, boom, weld it. So now with this being here and all braced up, and to do the ladder bar cross member across there, then you can come right off of that, tie into this, boom. Adjustable buckets on the back would help bring that down, bring it in more, probably get rid of the coilover bracket like that, put it on the back of the box, bring it in. And then you'd have plenty more adjustment, you know, getting into racing so you can make your shit hook. This side over here, boom, you can see how I wrapped it around the tube after I put the tube in. This side's still kind of warm, but it's fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, fully welded, boom, boom, boom. So it's gonna help. So it's not gonna bend that easy. And like I said, again, this car doesn't have as much power and torque as the other car. Will he do it later on? If he does it later on, we could shorten up the mufflers or get a different set of mufflers on there. Or I might be able to fit the ladder bar cross member in there, but that's later. But that's what's going on with this thing. Boom. I'm gonna get this thing all, get you a better view of it. They're not identical, you know, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, say no to undercoating, please. And that's where we're at right now on this one. And I'm gonna bolt these bolts up in the back, tighten everything up, set it down, and see where she sits. I know my measurement was 27. I'll set it down. I'll see how easy the car goes up and down, see how much the spring collapses and shit like that. So I'll be able to know if it's gonna work 100%. If I gotta adjust height, I can adjust height a little bit by the spring and by moving the bolt holes up on the lower bracket. So yeah, all right, y'all. About to have this one buttoned up. It is like 6 o'clock on this Tuesday evening. Yeah. All right, y'all, that's really all I got for you, is talking about this Regal and what I did to it and what we might be doing later and stuff like that. But yeah, all right, let me button this thing up and I'll get back at y'all. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. What up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Bet it up. All right, y'all, so working on the green Regal. Had to come in here today, move everything around. and see how much the trans is leaking. So it's more than just blowing out or on the blow off on the top. Something's got to be leaking the pan or something. I'll check the pan bolts for them and see if they're loose. But anyway, so got the box from Trick Chassis, of course. Trick Chassis, Alex. They got this new style end for the billet. So now we got these billet aluminum pieces on the end instead of having the metal cap ones, because this is a billet steel. A lot of people don't know, you got billet steel and you got billet aluminum. So normally when you hear billet, you think of aluminum. But yes, now it's got billet aluminum ends, boom. The weld out pieces right here that go to the top, boom. I like to take and bevel the edge, so that way when you weld it, it fits in there better. You gotta watch out on the outside of it, because see how much room you got to this piece, so you don't wanna interfere with this piece. But it goes on the inside, just like I got it set up here. These nuts are just mock-up nuts to put on here to hold this together, so I can get it up in there and weld it to that cross brace. But there's undercoating on that cross brace, so I gotta grind that out. Boom. So what we got here is some 207 shocks. And the 207 shock is a little bit shorter than the 12s that were on here. And they're a little bit longer than the 10s that I was gonna go with, but couldn't get my hands on a set of 10s for right now. So this is where they had this setup, and the spring was hitting right here, which you can see the mark. The springs were hitting at the top of the shock bracket right there, boom. So all that was jamming up the travel. And then, like I said, the spring, you can see that's a variable rate spring. And the variable rate spring, I moved the rubber bushing right there, the rubber seal, so you can see how the travel is. This, you can see all the marks on each coil. They were hitting each other. And then, check this out. That's how bad it was hitting up in the top. So it was hitting and binding, so nothing was moving properly. You know, this car, like I said back in the day, who did it, how it was done, the cross brace. So how you could have prevented this is the cross brace could have went a little bit more back and would have gave that clearance. Or if you'd have went a little bit more forward, then you would have came off the back with the short tabs. So I have a set of short tabs, which are Trick Chassis, right here. So these are shorter, so that we don't come off too far. And then how much I put it on the tube, this way or this way, which will be up a little bit. And I'm gonna keep the top of this shock from hitting up in there. And I'm gonna come off the back. So, something like that, which they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 holes that they were hooked to. If I have to go down 1 to be 1 under to keep it at the height that he had it, which I measured 27 inches from the ground up to the chrome on both sides. And that was on my uneven ground here, and both sides were measuring the same. So now, like I said, I gotta clean off the back of this for the tabs. I gotta clean off the area here for the anti-roll. I'll clean off wherever the anti-roll ends up here, which this is a 9-inch, so it will come off the back of here. Everything else is already set. I double checked that they were in square. These brackets right here, you can see are on a little bit of an angle. Let's see. You can see they're on a little bit of an angle this way. So the shock tabs, when they were put in, you can see are a little bit more that way. So of course, I'll go with the flow of this and put them in just a pinch more at the top. Boom. And they'll be the short tabs, or if I have to use the long tabs, obviously I'm not gonna reuse the ones that are in there, but All-Star makes the longer ones, 1/2 inch hole, 3/16 spoon, so you can see the depth difference of these. I mean, you know, just a little bit, but it helps, you know, so that way you can get everything in the right spot, position. Maybe I will go with the longer ones and go up just a little bit higher, but once I get this bolted up in here, I'll figure out exactly what I'm gonna do. But for this shock or spring to have been hitting here, and this one to not have been hitting here, it's either the tabs or the crossbar is off center. And I don't know. Then somebody went through and did the spray on undercoating, which is horrible. I've said it plenty of times, please guys, don't get underneath your car and put this spray on undercoating. It's garbage. It's just garbage. Looks like hell. It's not worth it. Take your time. If you want to use a scuff pad, you know, any type of scuff pad, scuff some areas, stuff like that, and get you a rattle can of some paint. If you got some stuff you don't want to put paint on, get some painter's tape, put some painter's tape on it, and then paint some shit. But I mean, you know, this tub job, like I said, was fucking horrible, which was done a long time ago by somebody. You can see this right here rubbed a little bit, but it rubbed more of the undercoating than actual metal. The backs of the rims are fine. They're not using these fuel lines, but why they left them out here, I don't know. There's a bolt right up here on the frame and a bolt right up over here on the frame that you can unbolt the tabs, move them in. But again, they're not being used. So yeah, that is what I am working on today, trying to get this thing buttoned up. The rear end is all set. I'm gonna get the anti-roll up in there. Get the anti-roll up in there, and then get it welded in, get the tabs on the rear end, get them welded on. Then I'm gonna be putting these coilovers in and setting it down and figuring out from there. I'm gonna put some bracing on the frame right here. So I gotta clean up all this shit and this, and then unbolt these, move them up, which these are not being used either. Move those up out of my way, and I can get a nice tube in here. So I'll probably try to keep the tube as far as I can, as close as I can to all this. Maybe more of a little bit of an angle, but I'll stop it short in case later on we do a ladder bar cross member on this car. But that sucks because of these mufflers being so long. But I do have 2 ladder bar cross members here and 1 on order. So if I have to put one in here, I can put one in here, which is gonna help because this side you can see is bent up too and it's hitting the floor. The maroon car is way worse than this, but I'll film that too when it gets up on here. But yeah, this side's nice and slimy, which you got the trans fluid, but then it's taken off the undercoating. So it's a messy, nasty job, and that sucks. But yeah, trying to help out the best I can. I'll get this video up here in a little bit, and then I'll video it, of course, when it's done, and show you guys the business of that. Alrighty, a little short video. Maybe I'll put something else on the end of this. IG, you're not gonna see me putting too many reels up anytime soon because somebody reported one of my reels and it stopped my monetizing. I had did a review on it, and it takes 3 to get it to where you lose your monetizing for 3 days or 30 days. So 2 of them they corrected, which one was the one that somebody claimed something which was bogus. People that are out there doing that shit to stop people's money is just hate, straight hate. But so I can't make any money off of reels on IG until I think the 13th. So after the 13th is when I'll be able to post more reels. So I'll put some pictures up and stuff like that. So like right now, I'll take a couple pictures of this. and put it up, but I won't be putting up reels. And then when I do put up reels, you'll probably see some duplicate reels, maybe change the music up, shit like that. I got a violation on YouTube for one of my shorts because the shorts had music to it, but what I was under the understanding of was that the shorts wouldn't allow music, this or that, or they would count whoever's music it was. So I ended up deleting that one, which wasn't a big deal, but I'm not sure if the violation stuck, but YouTube has it where 3 times, like IG. So 3 times and then they delete my channel. So kind of sucks to have to think about that, but if you put up a video on YouTube, a video compared to a shorts, if you put up the video and it has music in it, it'll just demonetize that video, meaning you won't get paid for that video because it has music. I have a few videos out of the fucking 700 or whatever that have music in there, and I don't get $1, I don't get a penny from them. So why doesn't shorts work that way? If there's music and it's not accepted, it should just be that bam, you don't get paid for it, you don't get monetized for it. But they gave me a violation, so I don't know exactly how far that's gonna go, but first time in many years. But all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim, bet it up. I'm trying to do the quick shit on this one, get it out the door. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll have it finished tomorrow when I get here. I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. Been trying to work a better schedule and get out here earlier, go home, relax, shit like that. But yeah, this is a very nice car. Like, the interior on this car is beautiful. The way it was done, very nice car, very nice car. All right, y'all, that's it over here because, you know, I ain't done shit to the Malibu, but I got to put a ladder bar crossmember in that, finish frame notching it and everything. But like I said, it's Jordan's Sideways Productions. I do believe he's in the middle of changing his name because I think somebody else owns something with the name, but I don't know exactly how that's going. But if anybody wants to give him a new name or shoot him some new listings or new type of names, I don't know. But Jordan, you know, he's got that 67 Chevelle 4-door running. So yeah, and then my boy up here, Jason, his car, I gotta put a ladder bar cross member in it, boom, tie his shit together, put the cross brace in it, get the rear end set up in there. But we gotta do some cleaning in here, which my son is helping Jordan today. He didn't have school, but he's gonna be getting up in here and doing some cleaning, and we can get this shit going. And of course, down south, Oklahoma Cuddy, I'll have some downtime once the red or pink, whatever you want to call it, Regal gets on the lift. I'll be able to have a little bit of downtime. The center section's got to be taken out of the 9-inch, the third member, and it's got to be sent back to Winter Circle and then sent back to Mosier because I guess it makes some noise. So I'm gonna go ahead and help him out with that. But it's gonna leave this lift dead for a couple days. But the way that I got to do the ladder bar cross member and tie it all together, I'll be showing you that. But it's gonna take a little bit of time, a little bit of skill, mock up, see if it's gonna work, maybe change the mock up, get it set up real nice. But I'll be to show you guys that and try to stay back on the YouTube videos. And that's where we're at today, guys. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Here's what you don't see much. My old ass. Yeah. All right, y'all, bet it up. I'm out. Peace. Oh shit, what the fuck is this? Is that Sideways Productions all over here? That bet it up? Uh-oh. What happened? Help them set the ass into the car back down. Move the rear end forward a little bit, back to where it was when it had the hard tires on it. Just took the slicks off. But there it is. 67. Sideways. Getting it. I got real dirty underneath that thing. Tommy gonna get all up in the way. Tommy gonna get that all up in the way. Hey, hey, hey! Another one about to tattoo the parking lot. Can't have that over here. People be getting in trouble. They blame it all on me. Every single mark on here, even when the garbage trucks dump the dumpsters. Whatever in the street. Loving them turbos. That one only got one, but still. Going by. Oh, look at that. Nice little haze. But you see the front of his car pick up like that? As soon as he gets some coilovers on the front of that thing, he can adjust that whole front end to where that car will work way better. You see how it popped up? When it popped up and bounced, that'll break the tires loose in the back. This kid thinks he's a pro on this little 125. Let's see what he can do. He's getting it. He's getting it, y'all. Oh, I don't think there's too much marks out here. The ground is a little dirty, but he was getting it a little bit. Yeah, the ground's real dirty out here today. I didn't even know it was this bad. Yeah, I didn't even know it was this bad. But yeah, look at that. Boom. So let's see, the crown of the road, a little bit to the left, which that's the way the car's been going. So, but you can't really tell much on the street because it's crowned real bad. And then the dirt. And he went all the way down. You see, it was digging in. So it should work exactly the way it was working before he put the slicks on it. I'm the one that changed the setting when I put the slicks on it, so I'll be the one to blame if it don't go straight. No. Test and tune, different tracks, different things happen. So. All right, y'all. You know what? If y'all want to walk with me, nah, you know what? I don't know how to do that pause shit. Do I hit the white button? Let's see. That white button didn't do anything, so I don't know how you would pause it. You know what? I can just edit the damn video. I'll blend it with something else. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. What y'all doing out there today on this lovely Saturday? What y'all doing? Anyways, some of you know about the BS that's going around. Blah, blah, blah.
the situation of parts or this or that or whatever had nothing to do with me. Had to do with some other shit. But Gucci, thinking he tough, first off, and then gonna take a bat to somebody. I don't know where somebody thinks they're getting some street cred for taking a bat to somebody, talking about parts and this and that. The business of which he was involved in has nothing to do with me. Now, the talk of the white box Chevy that I just did for the owner, Wu, Gucci was the middleman. And as you can see, the car is gone. The car is finished. The car is gone. You guys seen it down there. Gucci was the middleman. Gucci's had the man's car since before Thanksgiving of last year, obviously. And Gucci doesn't bring people parts when he's supposed to bring people parts. The owner gave the money to Gucci for Gucci to get the parts and this and that, whatever. Gucci asked me what parts he needs. I always give out information like that. Even though we've had our bullshit in the past, I'm the bigger man and was like, you know what? Fuck all that old school shit. What happened back then, I don't care. You know, whatever. He got over on me. He got his wheels back and he got all the money I paid him, and I never got my money back when he got his wheels back. Whatever. It's done. It's in the past. I don't care. He started coming around because him and Big Lou were doing raffles, this and that. Whatever happened with them, happened with them. I don't know. I can't speak on that. But this shit that's going on social media, saying it was me and saying that I said the hard N-word and this and that, blah, blah. I called the man a bitch. I called the man a pussy. I called the man a lame because that's what he is. He gets into it with everybody. And then once, okay, fuck all the bullshit. Once there's a white guy involved like me, now motherfuckers want to take it to a whole different motherfucking level. And it's only a certain group of these lames that have been trying to put a bad taste in everybody's mouth about me, because I started It Up Kustoms in 06. I've been doing lifted cars since 06. Big wheel cars, this and that. I actually had a Regal in 99 that I had lifted on some truck wheels, which whatever, some S10 rims on a big 275 35 tire, air shocks, knuckles, boom, my shit was sitting up. I've been doing this shit a long time. It Up Kustoms, I started It Up Kustoms from watching East Coast Riders DVDs. Boom. I was laid up for a year, 12 surgeries on my leg, 2004, 2005. I started watching that shit. I opened and started It Up Kustoms in 2006. The very first shop, 10 South 187 Normantown Road, Aurora, Naperville, Illinois, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, it was a whole bunch of BS. He was never told he wasn't getting his parts. He started running his mouth, and then the person said, well, I could tell you to fuck off. And then he just heard the one part. He goes over to the car and gets a bat, had baseball gloves on, this and that, walks up on the dude, this and that, boom, hits the man with a fucking bat. The man charges him, charged at him, bam, ripped his shirt off. There was like 5 hits involved, whatever. The person got out the way and was like, this motherfucker just hit me with a bat. So I went out there, I'm like, are you fucking serious? In my motherfucking, in front of my fucking shop, disrespecting my shit? You gonna hit somebody with a bat? I'm like, you a straight fucking bitch. You a straight pussy. And then as I walked towards him, this motherfucker from right here runs all the way over there. Big Lou's truck and trailer was parked over there. He ran all the way over there, and then he ran with the bat in his hand. He ran from me with the bat. Then he runs down the street. His boy, some Mexican kid, was sitting in his little low-load Toyota, Gucci's whatever the hell it is. I stopped him out there in the street, in the parking lot, telling him he's gonna sit his monkey ass here because Gucci need to come the fuck back over here. So I should have made dude get out. Dude had a baby with. Dude brings his baby with, and he knew Gucci was gonna do some stupid shit. So, foul. foul as hell. So this dude screaming, oh man, my baby in the car. I'm like, I ain't doing nothing to your baby or you. Get the fuck out of here. Then dude want to act like he's tough and this and that, whatever. So he went running down the street. Dude left, dude stopped about where that cone's at, gets out the car acting like he's got a gun. Then he goes back in the car because I already called his ass out. I walk up to him, boom. Remind you, I have all this shit on video because my cameras are 1, 2, 3. I got it all, every inch of it. So it's a whole bunch of BS, and everybody told me stop entertaining all these lames on Facebook and on IG with all the shit that they're saying, because these are the same people from day one that's always tried to knock my business. I tear these cars apart myself. I fabricate this shit myself. I clean frames, I clean rear ends, I do all that. I've been doing it for years. I clean the suspensions up. I never have time for my own shit. Never have time for my own shit. I'm in here thrashing every day. And I got people like Oklahoma Cutlass calling me, asking me about parts and this and that. Who got in his ear? Who's saying this? Who's talking shit about me? Who? All these lames. This man keeps calling and saying this and that and oh, woo, woo, talk to this person and talk to this person, woo. Just the BS. After BS, it's like, dude, everybody, these lames, they get away with all types of shit. And it's just straight bullshit. But anyways, here I am in the shop. If y'all seen, I had a picture of my truck with the wheels, the big wheels on it, the 40s that are over there. Boom. I had them on here, but I added my spindle, which I plated. There's a piece of rod in here. It's cast iron, so you have to weld and weld and weld and weld and weld to keep it hot. So this thing was sizzling. The grease came out of my ball joint. This ball joint's old, boom. But I had to get my control arm to be up higher. I could smooth this out, put a plate over it, stuff like that, but I'm trying to make it all work. So what it's doing is the lower control arm is on a hell of an angle that it's pulling the bottom in. Of course, this is not at ride height, this is with it hanging. So it will be out right now with it hanging. So what I'm gonna do now, see, this was my this was the other height. So I just went up about, I don't know, what's that? Maybe 5/8, 3/4 of an inch right there gap. So I added this on because my wheels were cambered in a little bit and it was hitting here and my ball joint was on a hell of an angle. So ride height, you can see on the shaft where it cleaned off, I put paint, a light dust coat of paint. So it only went in like 2 inches. So I want to limit that travel a little bit by turning my spring pressure up. Had to put some more anti-seize on there so that way when you're turning up, you know, it turns. So I'm gonna put more spring pressure here. This touches here now, but when the truck is sitting on the ground at ride height, this has got like 1.5 inches of clearance here. If y'all know how everything works. Clean up the wheel wells again, boom. It's my personal truck, you know, it's my everyday truck. Boom, now I'm down 2 days because I thought I could get it done sooner. So here I am up in the shop Saturday, and I'm gonna put the wheels back on it, which was a pain in the ass. My truck's always been trimmed, and obviously you gotta trim it to put big wheels on, and these things are 15.5 inches wide. So boom. As you can see, my door, when I trimmed it before, the outside, all this clears. This inner part right here don't clear. So I'm gonna cut this, trim this, and push this in, boom, because you can see right there how the tire grabbed it just from me putting the tires on, setting it down, and lifting it back up in there. So both sides right here is where the tire hits. A little bit back here on the bumper because my bumpers ain't, I didn't take that time to make my bumpers perfect, but I'll clean this up some more, angle it open just a little bit more. I'm fine with the back height, and as you can see, I don't hide nothing. See, I got some knuckles in there. Got aluminum block up in the top, the Lego looking block. I actually have the 2-inch blocks to go, the cups to go down here that bolt right in this truck, and I can get rid of these. But that's not a problem. They've been in there. The truck rides good. No coilers on the back, but that's with the suspension all the way hanging. So these are KYB shocks. They were silver, but I painted them. Boom. This side, same thing. You can see this side's a little bit more farther forward than that side. So again, cut this, cut. It's just an inner rocker. Cut it, move it. You know, it's a 2008. Got over 300 and something thousand miles on it. The front fender being chewed up right there. The tire comes close to right there anyways. And that, I need a new fender anyways, so I can trim off that ugly ass bent up shit. Don't bother me. But if I had to do it all again, you know, they don't make nothing for this shit. Same thing here. I'm not hiding nothing. So there's a piece of solid 3/4 tube in the middle, rod, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's what I started with. I welded it all the way around, I capped the back, fully welded it. I went higher up on the back, lower on the back, so it gets into the cast. Then I put the sides on it, and then I just started filling and filling. I did the back 2 welds on the corners, and I started filling from the inside of the back. Filled it, kept coming out. So, like I said, I could cap the front, make it smooth, this and that, but I'm not worried about that. You see it corrected the ball joint. Before, the ball joint, because this arm was so low at ride height, it was going bang, bang, it was ripping the ball joint. So now, I'll be able to put the wheels on it, put it back on my alignment plates. I got to get longer sway bar links. Like I said, I'm not hiding nothing. This truck has adapters because the small 6 lug that the truck is, this is Tahoe 6 lug out here. The small 6 lug, you can't really get too many, you couldn't get the rim that I have. Those didn't even come in. Those have a 6 lug, Chevy and 6 lug Ford on them, but no small 6 lug. So that's why there's adapters, which whatever. But I'm going to end up setting it on the plates again, set my height, get my height where I want it to sit. Then I'm going to take the upper control arm and I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch out of just the front side. I'm going to ratchet strap the spindle to pull the spindle inwards so it will close the gap. That will bring the wheel forward and in. So then I can put the level on the rim and plumb it at ride height. So that way, once I get it to where it's level, so let's say I cut the 1/2 inch out of here, boom, the front part of the arm, and it moves in. As I ratchet strap it, because you know the back will still be here, it's gonna bend the arm, which is fine. So a 1/2 inch cut out, and if it goes a 1/4 inch, and then the wheel being sitting on the floor at ride height, if it's, which I got plenty of room to get in there, above the tire, all that to get to it, and takes the camber and moves it in, then I'll be able to weld it. If it goes all the way touches and it's too far, I do have alignment down here that I can push this back in. But the other thing I'm trying to do with that is, if you can see my tie rod right now, my tie rod's on a hell of an angle. Now you really want the tie rod to follow the lower control arm, how it goes up and down. So by taking the spindle, or the upper control arm, cutting it, bend it, making it move inwards, which is going to move this forward, which will bring this up, will relax this little tight bend. Again, this is stretched all the way out. This is like the top of tire is like 10 inches down. You know what I'm saying? 20 from the center, because the wheel's 40. About 20 from the center. I think it comes to like here. So this is way too much gap right now. So it all will work out. But finishing up my truck. So I'll be here late tonight and maybe even tomorrow to finish it. But the Bonneville is gonna go on this lift. My son is gonna put some hours in this week on this. Get the wheels off, get the back suspension taken off, take the front shit apart. I am gonna be working on the 81. So I'm actually gonna take the dunk, pull it out, clean up over here, back it up underneath there, cover the windows back up like I have the back windows covered up now, so that way no sparks and grindings and all that shit hit the windows. That's, my car's covered up like that too, so nothing hits it. But I'm gonna take the time to get this, I'm trying to get this 81 Mondale done. Them choppers on there, boom. I gotta get it tubbed. I got the fucking tubs right there. But one man show, And I have to deal with so much extra shit that's just unreal. And I try to take care of people, even though I know that they really don't need to be taken care of, like they shouldn't be, you know, they're not worth it. And then I get fucked. And then people want to run their fucking mouth. And I know tons of people, you know, big dollar guys like, man, don't worry about that stupid shit. I just hate that, you know, motherfucker want to badmouth me and this and that all the time. It's like, dude, grow the fuck up, all of you that want to talk shit about me. Find out the truth and talk about the truth. But you guys don't want to talk about the truth. You just want to make shit up and act like you're tough. Anybody want to come down that's got a fucking problem with me? I'll turn the cameras off. I'll turn the camera system off. We can be right here. Bring you a bodyguard or two. And that's all I need with me, 1 or 2. I won't let somebody beat you to a bloody pulp. I don't want to get beat to a bloody pulp, but I'll put these hands up. Anybody got a real problem with me and want to come? Try it out. Let's do it. I don't care. I've had my ass beat plenty of times. But I ain't going to take this punk shit that everybody want to talk. I'll tell you that. And the excuse for everybody to be, oh yeah, your shop. Oh yeah, because then you'll call the cops. Oh, I ain't never called the cops on nobody for shit. Anyways, we can go right here. Right here. Boom. Anybody got a problem? My number's everywhere. YouTube videos, all the comments, this, that. Bring it. I don't care. I'm 45 years old. But alright, y'all. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna get shit moved around. I'm gonna get my truck done. I'm gonna get this Bonneville on this left. I'm gonna get that dunk moved over there. And I'm gonna get that 81 Landau all cleaned off. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna start cutting and putting the frame brace in it. I'm gonna get the exhaust out of my way because it's in my way. I tried to bend it out of my way, so I'm cutting that shit off. I'll tack it all back on there. But I'll get all that bracing done to that car. I got everything here for that car. I got the man's parts here for the car. Everything's here. I don't know how people end up putting me in stuff that I was never in. Saying I said shit I never said. But that's the world that we live in. That's where we live in. Haters, lames, pussy motherfuckers. Bankroll Tim, bet it up. Bet it the fuck up. Appreciate y'all. To the real ones, 100. I'm out. Peace.